Hey Brandy, how you doing? I'm so glad you're here. I had a little bit of time, so I figured why not hop on here and we'll do something together. Yeah, I'll be live later today finishing this, but I had a little bit before I've got to run to town, so I thought we would start a little something. Hey SJ, hey Steffi. So yeah, I just thought we'd start a little something. We'll be back later today to finish this piece. We're going to paint it with some beautiful Ember Lily paint and other watercolor. And I'm trying to decide my colors right now. So, but we'll be back later today to finish this. But I thought while I have a little bit of time, we would start something new. I am beginning a new album. And I don't know if you have noticed, but this live stream says 1. It says lots of bubbles 1. I wonder why that is. So for the heart, I already think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to pull some primary colors. So my friend really likes rainbows and likes rainbow colors. So I think I'm just going to paint it rainbow colors. I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah. Hey Deb, how you doing? And Lindsay's here. Oh my goodness. Who all is here? Love it, love it. Angie's here. Look at y'all. Hey, if you're just joining, let me know where you're joining from. For those of you who are not subscribers, let me know where you're from. I mean, as a subscriber, you're welcome to let me know where you're from. Once again, for the millionth time, it's up to you. It is not up on Facebook yet. I'm going to do that today. So this is going up today. I'm going to finish it today. So hopefully both of those live streams will go up in the group. So in case you did not know, we have a secret subscribers only group where our live streams, as long as TikTok saves them properly, because sometimes it's glitchy, just so you know. But as long as it saves properly and all that good stuff, then our live streams live on in our secret subscribers only group. And you may want to know, okay, well, how do we get access to the secret subscribers only group? You got to subscribe. There's a little button at the bottom. Looks like a star with a little ring around it. There's a button here in the live stream. There's also a button on my homepage. That is how you subscribe. There's a difference between following and subscribing. Our subscribers, because they pay for that subscription, they have additional content that lives on in another group. So, yeah. Oh, thanks, Tony. Making a wish. It's Friday. Make a wish. It's Friday. So we're going to be back later today to finish this up, but I thought that we would start another piece today. So I have ordered a new album because I finished my last album. So I usually skip the first page. And I have been doing inversions in this album so far. Some of them aren't posted yet, so we won't, and they're not finished, so we won't go into that. But they're not finished, but we're going to start something new. Oh my goodness, SJ, it's okay if you're behind. It all lives there in the group. It'll be okay. Oh, yay. Yes. Okay. If you're a subscriber and you have been mailed the mail out collaborative piece, make sure that you're adding to it and popping it back in the mail so that it moves along to the next person. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you so much for that reminder. Oh, goodness. That's okay. Oh, a concert tonight. Brandy, let me know what concert you're going to. I know, California and Texan, I like the cover for this too. It's pretty. The yellow makes me happy, and blue is my favorite color. So I like it. And Lindsay, you're right. You don't expect me to remember where y'all all are, and I don't half the time. So yes, please tell me if you're just joining, let me know where you're joining from. I see that Deanna is from Ontario, Canada. We have Corrine from Tennessee. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm looking. Okay, I'm missing some things. Let me scroll back down. Will I showcase the collabs in the group? So here's the deal. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. As long as I either get them back. So whoever is at the end of the group, because we have several pieces for several groups, whoever's at the end of that group, unless they either one, send it back to me, or two, take a picture of it and send it to me, either through Messenger or what have you, that's the only way that I'll be able to see it to share. So I would love to share those things in the group. So yes, I am hoping to showcase those things. That's why I'm trying to get them to kind of move along, move along. We have several groups of 3 people each, so it's got to make it through 3 people. So I kind of left it to hopefully work its way through within a month is my hope. But, yeah, I need to send an update to the Facebook group and let them know, hey, if you have a piece, if it's come in, make sure you're adding to it and send it on so that, the next 2 people aren't waiting. Don't be the weakest link. It's really what I want to say. So, yeah. From South California, hello. The Facebook group is for subscribers only. It is the secret subscribers only group. How do you get access? Well, you got to subscribe. And once you subscribe, I give you access to it. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got a notification today. Hallelujah. So I'm telling you what, I really think, yes, I'm going to draw, Miss D. Give me just a second. Oh, man, I sidetracked. I'm so sorry. Oh, I really think that there were updates going on because yesterday's live stream was kind of weird. Okay, so I am going to be drawing bubbles today. That's it. That's the only reason we're here together, Miss D, is because I can't do this by myself. Because bubbles make me angry. All right, I'm going to start with a center point. And instead of making just straight lines, I'm going to make a bunch of wavy lines. So I'm just going to make a bunch of wavy lines down the page. They don't all have to go the same direction. They don't all have to follow the same shape. I guess that would make more sense. They don't all have to follow the same shape. They don't all have to be the same distance apart. So maybe I have a really wavy line. All right, let's see. Let's start coming out from there. Maybe I'll make a really close line. Not a close line, but a close line. Where else can we add a close line? Maybe we'll add one here. And maybe we'll add one here. A sort of wavy line, a sort of wavy line. Let's add another one in here. And another sort of wavy line. And maybe we'll come in here and we'll add another little wavy line that moves out from there. I don't want to add too many of those, but just a few. Just a few. So maybe I'll add one that moves out from here. Okay. All right, now that I've got all my lines, Deb, if I'm frozen, you may want to hop out and come back in. Okay. From here, I am going to draw, I think that's all the lines that I want to make. Now let's make a few more. Why not? Let's make a few more. Let's make it a little more interesting. Let's make a few more. For these sections that look kind of large, let's just make a few more. So maybe we have lines that grow off of the lines that are already here. Maybe they weave back into each other. Maybe they come out, weave back in. Maybe they weave back in this way. Tap the screen till you get confetti. I love this. Hey, Lori, how you doing? How are you feeling today? Love it, love it, love it. All right. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic Friday. Let's see. Let's move something in through here because we've got this super wavy line. So maybe we have a line that comes in and kind of moves through here. All right. We'll follow that line. And I think those are good. Maybe we have a little line that comes out here. Okay. Okay. Now I think we can move forward. Ooh, nice. Been on the couch for too many days. Yep. I'm sorry. Being sick is no fun. All right, from here we're going to fill our spaces with the bubbles. What kind of bubbles? Well, I am going to choose to make bubbles that are the size of my sections. So as the section gets larger, the bubble gets larger. As the section gets smaller, the bubble gets smaller. And instead of starting from the middle, I'm going to start from the outside because I want to make sure that I have room for the bubble on the outside. So I hope that makes sense. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a round bubble. It could be like an oval shaped bubble. For instance, here I've got this weird space that's really long. So maybe it's a long bubble. Kind of like that. It doesn't have to be round. Where do I get my books? If you look on the link in my profile, you'll find them there. They come from Amazon. I do have an Amazon affiliate account, so it certainly does help whenever you guys are able to shop at Amazon through the links on my profile. That is very helpful. There's also a Temu link in there. I think you can find them on there too. But these albums have Bristol alcohol paper in them. So they have you can see how shiny it is. It has a shiny coating, which makes the ink move really smoothly. And these Unipens I have found dry faster than both Micron and Staedtler. So I haven't had a huge problem with sticking my hands in wet ink, which is great. Hey, Monabelle, how you doing? Yeah, once you start drawing in these books, they're kind of addictive. You're like, man, it's smudged, but that's okay. I love the way the ink I just love the way the pen feels when it moves the ink across the page. All right, so let's get to getting. We're going to keep drawing bubbles. So I'm just going to draw bubbles as big as the section. So when the section gets smaller, the bubbles get smaller. And I think I'm going to keep them from touching. I don't want them to touch. I'm okay if they touch the borders, but I don't want them to. I want to leave a little space between each bubble instead of having them touch each other. Now I can move in here and start making smaller bubbles. There. Okay, so I've got some nice big bubbles with some space in them. These bubbles, I'm going to let them touch. They're going to be tightly packed. So I have been working on inversions in this album. We'll see how long that lasts. But I have been working on inversions in this album. So we may not quite finish this here. We'll probably finish drawing our bubbles, but I may have some inking in left to do. But we will revisit this and we will invert it. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Inversions make my brain happy. All right, little bubbles, and now we've got big bubbles in here. And instead of trying to imagine one long bubble here, I'm just going to draw a big bubble right here. And then little bubbles. And again, they won't touch in these sections. When the section gets smaller, the bubble gets smaller. It's okay if it's not quite round. I just don't want them to touch each other. I want to leave a little space between them. As they get really small, we can kind of pack them in and they can touch and it'll be fine. But as they grow out here, because I'm going to add bubbles around them. Do you color them at the end? SJ, I have a bad habit of not using color. It's probably a good idea. And if you, I'm sorry. Oh, you were responding to SJ. What did SJ say? Now I got to back up. Oh, I missed whatever you said. Ooh, watching as I fold laundry and pack for a camping trip. Ooh, yay. Yes, in inversion. So we're going to color around our bubbles in this, on this page, and on the opposing page, we're going to fill in the bubbles. So I won't be drawing my lines with pen. I'll be drawing my lines with pencil. And we'll have, oh, thank you. That was cute. And then we'll have inked in bubbles instead of, so it'll have all this white space around it instead of having a really dark page. I love it. I love it. Do you like tiny bubbles? I love it. Yes, the more the better. Love it, love it, love it. So I hope that helps. For instance, let me find an old album. I did a bunch of inversions in this album. I'll give you a for example. Okay, for example. My album's upside down. Let me see if I can find a good example. Okay, here's an example. For example, we have a lot of white with black outline. And here we have a lot of black with white outline. So, inversion. Like color inversion. Yeah. How many albums do I have? Right now I have 3 of these. This is number 3. And I have 2 watercolor albums. And I have like a little tiny album that I carry everywhere. And I have a bigger album that's kind of like, it's just mixed media paper. And it's kind of like my scratch album where I jot down ideas, practice ideas. Yeah. How did you do the black side? We are actually, if you hang out with me long enough, we're going to repeat it. It'll be okay. It's old enough that we'll repeat it. So just hang out with me long enough. Follow and watch the live streams. We're going to be doing inversions, and that's going to be one of them. So yeah, just hang out with me a while. All right. It's okay if we make a few mistakes here because we can always make these bubbles a little smaller because they're going to be inked in around, so it'll be okay. And again, I'm going to leave a little space. And it's okay if they're not totally round. It's okay if we have little pieces where they don't connect right because it's going to have ink around it or a bubble next to it or something, so it's not going to matter so much. So if your bubbles aren't perfectly round, if they're a little shaky, if they're, just kind of messy, it's all right. It's okay. All right, because this area is getting smaller, I'm going to let my bubbles begin to touch as it gets closer to the middle. There. We'll draw our bubble. We'll draw a big oblong bubble. We'll draw a big bubble here. And we'll just keep it moving along. Keeping them from touching. And then as we get closer to the middle, then we'll begin to let them touch. How is everybody's Friday going? Hey, Tony, how you doing? Oh, and Nutmeg, you started. Yeah, I'm so glad you got a new album. What did you end up getting? So, is it Suze D? That's cute. I won't be doing the other inversion today. Just, over time. Hang out with me long enough. Hang out with me long enough. We'll eventually get there. It is Friday. Just a no-name 4-dot. Aw, that's okay. As long as it works for you. Oh, Suze, yeah. Okay. Like booze, I love it. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay, Nutmeg, tell me about the pen. Inquiring minds want to know, what pen are you using these days? I'm using Unipen. It dries really quickly on this paper. I've just been, kind of testing them out, seeing what I think about them. I'm still a big fan of my Tom Studio pen. It has fountain pen ink in it, so I can't use watercolor over it, which is fine in this album because I can't get this album wet anyway. But my Unipens were open already over here. So, Mr. Pen felt tip. Okay. All right, we're going to make a long oblong shape here. We'll move it back into some circles. Ooh, y'all, I went to the dermatologist yesterday for a treatment on my face because she was like, I think we need to do something. And I was like, all right, as long as it's not what we did last time, because what we did last time, holy cow, it was bad, y'all. It was bad. So we do this treatment. It's a light treatment. And I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. Like, I didn't feel anything yesterday. It was all nice. And, they kind of make you worry in the instructions they send home because they're like, you can use ice packs for swelling and redness and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, no. I just have to stay out of the sun for the next couple of days. But, I got home and I'm like, this isn't so bad. Like, it didn't sting. It didn't burn. It didn't, whatever. And man, I woke up today and I'm like, oh my God, my face is on fire. Oh, lovely, lovely. But hey, it doesn't look like the last treatment that we did. We did like a cream. And oh my gosh, I look like a monster. Like my face bubbled up and it was bad. It was real bad, y'all. So Steffi says she's using Micron, but thinks she'll start to use, using Staedtler, but she thinks she'll start to use Micron. So I enjoy both of those. I didn't have any problems with my Staedtlers. I really, really enjoyed them. I I will say this, Micron is a little more delicate than Stettler. Stettler is a little more delicate than Unipen. These have been pretty sturdy. This is a 0.2 nib, and it feels much sturdier than the Micron 0.2 nib. No, okay, so Suze, I actually don't. I have an overextension in this finger, so to do this, it doesn't stay. It wobbles. So this actually is a much harder grip. Like, I really have to grip to give it some stabilization. This is very comfortable. I literally do this all day long with zero discomfort. Like, I don't have to, I don't have to open my hand and do this. It doesn't get tight or anything. It just has an overextension. All my fingers do that. Like, when I point, they do that. That's what they do. To do this, I played piano for years and years and years. And that's just what they do. I've had somebody else comment on that too, and they're like, yeah, sure, right. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I literally draw all day long. Zero problems. And when I do draw, a lot of times my pressure is so light that the pen keeps lifting off the page. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird hand. They're like that, That's just what they do. So yeah, that's me. You're welcome. It's the only part of my body that's that flexible. But yeah. Yeah, you got to watch your grip. It helps to breathe. That's something else that we've been practicing a lot is, when we make things with repetitive lines in it, especially straight lines and things like that, we breathe. It'll help you carry that line through instead of holding your breath. And then just take your time. It's okay to slow down. Even with circles, it's okay to slow down and breathe. Take your time. It's not a rush. This is, it already says lots of bubbles, 1. Meaning there will probably be a 2. All right, since I have this smaller section, I'm going to let my bubbles touch here, and I'm going to pack them pretty tight. That was not proper grammar. I'm going to pack them pretty tightly. Does anybody else think that in their head? Like, that is not proper grammar. That's not how you use that word. And I'm just going to ink that part in. I'm not going to worry about it. Yes, I am in Louisiana. I'm from South Louisiana. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. But at the same time, I'm known for using phrases like all y'all. All y'all need to get on the same page. Not just y'all, but all y'all. We'll make these bubbles live pretty big. And we're not going to let them touch until, we get a little closer toward the middle of our page. I'm caught on something. There I go. Steffi, that's okay. You have a better excuse. Oh, gosh. Yes, right? Thank goodness for autocorrect these. Well, I say that. I don't know. I sent somebody a text the other day, and I was like typing it, and it just autocorrected to something wild. And I was like, I don't even know where it got that from. So y'all, I used to have this friend. She's moved years ago, but used to know this lady who had a really, really thick country accent. I mean, thick. And her phone screen broke, so she could only do talk to text. And the stuff that she would send me, oh my God. I got the biggest kick out of every time she texted me. It was hilarious. Oh man. It was like, trying to decipher. It was great fun. Great fun. All right. So far, so good. I know we have these kind of more oblong circles. Well, they're not really circles, but that's what I call them, His Cajun accent is strong, I bet. Where is he from, Kimberly? We may have had this conversation already, but remind me if you've told me already. Where is he from? And maybe I'll let a little circle live out here. I don't remember if you were the one who said that their family was from Pier Park. Does anybody have big from Long Beach, Mississippi? Okay. I never imagined that having a having a Cajun accent, but okay. Oh my gosh, English autocorrect on your phone. That would probably be really interesting. I always wonder sometimes how accurate that is. Oh, he lived in New Orleans growing up. Okay. Well, even then, New Orleans doesn't have like a really strong... New Orleans has its own accent. I don't know that I'd call it a Cajun accent. New Orleans just kind of has its own accent. Like, we can tell the people who are from New Orleans. Oh, y'all. Yeah, see, it's all y'all. Not just y'all, but all y'all. Hey, Doodle Momentum, how you doing? My dad's family is from the Crowley area, and it always amazed me that most of his family, the family that's still living in Crowley, he's one of 11 kids, by the way, but all the kids that are still living in Crowley have thick Cajun accents, but all the ones that moved out as adults no longer have their accent. Yeah. I'm doing pretty good, Doodle Momentum. How about you? Oh, I already asked you that. What are you up to today? So I have been watching Doodle Momentum's page. And we have been working on the possibility of a collaboration. So we'll see how that goes. Justin Wilson. Oh, yes. I remember Justin Wilson. Indeed. I sure do. Well, hey, Paula. Yes, the repetition of the pattern. Some people do not enjoy repetition. They find it boring, and that's okay. But I am somebody who I enjoy not having to think about what I'm drawing. It frees my brain up to process other things. Um, so I really enjoy repetition. Some people use it as an escape because they don't want to think about other things. So, and that's okay too. But yeah, I started this process. I started this journey as a way to process just a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff going on in my life, a lot of transition, a lot of new things happening. Um, yeah, yeah. So for me, it's a way to kind of be tethered to something. Like, I can't get up and do something else and do this at the same time. So it was a way to be tethered, um, and to be like still, and just a way to process a new identity. Like, when you're in the midst of an identity crisis, trying to find out who you are apart from what you do. Um, it was a really good way to help with that. So I certainly enjoyed it. But yeah, some people don't like repetition, and that's okay. Yep, Steffi, for me too. It's part of my therapy. Oh, Paula, I wish. Okay, I love color. I do not coordinate colors well myself. Like, for me to look at them, I love seeing when people color things and when they paint things. I love seeing color. Um, but you'd probably never tell it because I don't wear a lot of color and I don't use a lot of color in my own work. Only because, and this is going to sound dumb, like, I don't coordinate colors very well. I don't see them very well. There are some colors that look the same to me, even though they're not the same color. So, but I was a photographer for 20 years, over 20 years. And, yeah, that was a real challenge. So my style kind of became monochromatic. Like, okay, if we're working in green, everything's going to be green. Like shades of, if we're working in blue, everything's going to be blue or shades of, or very neutral colors. So blues, grays, browns, those tended to be my go-to colors, because I knew what they looked like. They were easy for me to use. But I would see other people throw together these wild colors, just bold and bright and jewel tones, and they were gorgeous. And they were gorgeous for me to look at. But when I went to try to do that myself, it just never came together well. So, yeah, I wish I was one of those who added color well, but I don't. As a matter of fact, I have several videos out. Have several posts out where you can see, like, one of them is called The Most Unsatisfying Thing You'll See All Day. And it's me trying to put colors together, and it's real bad. But hey, I'm not complaining. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And I love that this is a process that is accessible to so many people. So if you feel like, oh, I can't draw, I'm not that artistic, this is certainly something that's not acceptable, that is accessible to so many people. Like, if you can draw a line, or if you can draw something that sort of looks like a circle, you can do this. If you have shaky hands and it's a shaky line or a shaky circle, that's okay. You can still do this. I love that. As a matter of fact, I have people that post sometimes who do have shaky hands, and they'll post, how they followed along or what they did. And they always want to say, like they always want to apologize. I'm sorry, it was shaky. And I'm like, don't apologize. It's beautiful. It makes it look delicate. It's just gorgeous to me. So yeah. California Texan, my love of fear of color. Yes. Yes. It's real, y'all. It's real. I love color. Like, I know most of us here probably watch Andrea here on TikTok. And I know that she loves rainbow colors. And I love that. And look, I mean, later today, that's, kind of what we're going to be doing with this piece. We're going to finish it. But it scares me because I'm like, what if I put those two colors beside each other and I should not have? What if they, roll together and make brown? Like, it just scares me. Or what if that shade of whatever I think it is not actually that shade of whatever I think it is, and it doesn't match? Okay, so Suze, it's funny that you say that. I've often thought about that, but it would not be cheap. It would certainly not be cheap, because my original thought was I would love to purchase a bunch of these albums and do like starter pages and then let people finish them. But it would be so expensive and time consuming to do, because I would have to go draw out all those pages myself. Even if it was just, to draw out our starter lines and a couple of bubbles and let people finish it. Yeah, it would become a lot, and it would get quite expensive to do because it's so time consuming. But I do love these albums. They're some of my favorites. I enjoy them. I enjoy feeling how the pen moves across the page. It's really, really smooth. And I just like it. It feels good. Oh, Lori, I'm so glad. Oh, one book and have it replicated. So here's my problem. I don't know how I would have it replicated on this paper, because I haven't found anybody that prints on this paper. But yes, I would actually love to do that. I would love to do just, starter pages that are just repetitive things. Like, here's the repetitive thing you're going to do. Just keep doing this thing. I started it and you get to finish it. You get to see just how much fun it is to draw a bunch of tiny bubbles. Oh my gosh. Indeed. Okay, so when I come to spaces like this, where I'm like, okay, obviously there's going to be a circle here, so what do? Do I put a little circle and a bigger circle? Do I put one big circle? How does that fit? Normally, I opt for a big circle. Oh my goodness, a 5x5, 6x9, and 19x9. That's commitment. I usually opt for a big bubble, and I usually start from the curve of the line. So I'll draw my bubble into the curve and then out of the curve. And since I know that these aren't touching, then I'm okay with that. And then the same thing here. Like, what do? Well, I could draw one more really big bubble, and that would be fine. Or I could draw a normal size bubble and then another tall bubble. But I think I'm just going to draw one more big bubble. So I'm going to move it into this section and follow it around, because I already know that I'm going to be filling in this empty space with more bubbles. So it'll be okay. Octopus tentacles. Well, there you go. There you go. Sometimes it does look like that. And now I've got this weird bubble shape in here. And then we can start to let them touch and move them through the line. Oh, did you get it?
No, I didn't want to touch the door handle.
This is a grown man child. There's a spider on the door handle. Sound like somebody needs to take care of that. Oh, it makes you think of the Flintstones. That's interesting. Oh my goodness, Steffi, the smallest paper you have is almost 6 by 8, 5.8 by 8.3. That's commitment. Anything for me bigger than 5 by 5 is commitment. This is a lot. Oh my goodness, I have this lady that that follows my page. Her name is Tracy. Love her to death. And she loves bubbles. She loves drawing bubbles. And she works on a bigger size paper. And she must just be really fast, because y'all, like, every day is a full page. It's a full page of and it just, either she works with really big ink pens and markers or she's just really fast. Oh, cooking up a storm. What are you cooking? I also don't cook, y'all. When my husband and I got married, he decided that he wanted to learn to cook. And I think it's because I can't cook well. So he decided he wanted to learn to cook. And I let him. Okay, so now I'm moving into this issue where if I keep moving through this section, all my bubbles are going to start to slant this way. So I think I'm just going to draw one more big bubble that comes back in this way, in this section, to keep that from happening. And then I'll just fill this section with small bubbles. Then I've got this big section to fill. And then we can keep moving it through. We'll start to let them touch. Keeping them the size of the section. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ink in the middle, because I obviously can't fit any bubbles in there, so I'm just going to ink this part in. Anywhere that I feel like bubbles obviously didn't fit. All right, now that that is done, I'll continue to ink in these little spaces. Bring that down here, ink this in. Ink in all these little spaces. I could probably draw some smaller bubbles here and then ink that in. So yeah. Oh, your Unipens arrived. I'm so glad. Oh, you're celebrating New Year's tonight. Awesome. And Tony says her role is the dishes. My role is not even the dishes. My husband takes care of that too. Like, I'll do them sometimes, but he usually takes care of the cooking and the dishes, and I take care of everything else. So there you go. I make sure, well, I say that he takes care of the grocery shopping as well. I am lost in the grocery store. Like, if he sends me to the grocery store for anything, I usually have to ask where things are. I know, he's a keeper for sure. He really just wanted to eat well. He wanted to eat good food. That's why he learned to cook. He wanted to eat good food. So, I mean, he'll lie and he'll say, no, it's because you just didn't like to cook. Sure, we're going with that. Sure, that's what we're going with. We'll stick to that story. But yes, he is a keeper, for sure. And so far, he hasn't complained about all the time I spend doing this. So, All right, we're filling on all the little sections. And before I fill in the rest, I'm going to start making more bubbles. So I'm not going to work my way through the whole line until I make more bubbles. All right, so let's make a few more bubbles. So we've got all this space in and around these bubbles. So let's fill it in with little bubbles. All right. I'm going to make bubbles kind of the size of the new section. Now, the good thing about this is if there's an element that you don't like, because we're inking in around it, just ink over it. It'll be okay. So if you feel like once you start, hey, thanks, Brandy. If you feel like, once you start inking in that you have too many little bubbles, just color some in. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. And you don't have to fill all the space with bubbles. Maybe you put a bubble here and there. Maybe you put a bunch of little bubbles. Maybe, maybe they aren't as big as the section that's left. Maybe they're literally just a ton of tiny bubbles. It can be whatever you want it to be. And if you don't like it, color over it. That way for the opposite page, when we go to fill in this opposite page, you'll know what you like. Because this opposite page will be inking in bubbles with white space around it. So once they're there, they're there. So I'm just going to make some tiny bubbles in here. That way we don't have to worry about, when we have lines that don't quite connect. When we have lines that don't quite connect like they should, it's okay because we're going to ink it in. We can always just smooth it out. And it'll be okay because all this is going to have ink in it. and then nobody knew that it didn't connect right, and it'll be okay. Hey, that's okay, Lori. We are gonna. This is gonna live on in the subscribers only group, so you'll be able to see it there. So yeah, if you didn't get to start this with us, and it's not quite making sense, that's okay. It'll live on in the subscribers only group. Our live streams live on there. So if you want to know how to access that group, well, you've got to subscribe right here on TikTok. You hit the subscribe button next to the comment bar, or you can go to my homepage and there's a subscribe button there as well. And then once you subscribe, you are sent access to our subscribers only group, and you're also entered into a monthly subscribers only giveaway. Oh, you and that group aren't exactly connected. Okay, I thought we figured that out yesterday. Oh my goodness. You are not the only one, Laurie. You are not the only one. There's a couple of people I've been just having to sit with and say, okay, let's figure this out. Why are we still struggling to connect? Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure you probably accidentally created another account, because that happens sometimes. Okay, let's see. Let's move this through and fix these two circles because they kind of overlapped. So let's fix that. All right, that's fixed. Now we can continue on. You can see the regular untangling group. So for those of you who just follow and you're not a subscriber, we do have a semi-secret subscribers only, a semi-secret group for followers. I'm not as engaging in that group, but it is a place to be able to show, hey, here's how I participated, if you don't want to post it here in TikTok. You can find that group because it's not private. You can search Untangling Addie and find that group there. The subscribers only group is a hidden group. It is private. And the only way that you can find it is to be granted access. Oh look, a section that I missed. So let's fill in this section. And once you are granted access, once you're approved into that group, you want to make sure that you pin it to your groups so that you don't lose it, so that, you can still find it again. Because it's a fun group. We have a lot of people in there who are just really, really encouraging. We have people who share their expertise. We have people who just are genuinely nice people. But we have a lot of fun in that group. We have a challenge going on for the month. We have some collaborative pieces that have gone out. What else do we have going on in that group? Of course, we have our subscribers only giveaway. So that'll be a lot of fun. We have Tony is here, and she has donated some supplies for our subscribers only giveaway. I'll be showing that a little later this afternoon. I'm not going to show it here right now, but a little later this afternoon I'll show that. So I will be back hopefully around 3 o'clock. I will be back and we will finish up 3 o'clock Central Time. So in about 3 hours. Hopefully I will be back in time for that. It might be a little after 3. It just depends on how long it takes me to get back from town. So a bunch of little tiny bubbles. That's what we're doing. Maybe it could be because you joined both groups at the same time. I don't know. Try unfollowing one. See what happens. We have a new Inky. Oh, I missed it. Okay. Jennifer is here. Thank you, Jennifer. Aw. Thank you for subscribing. Here's what you need to do. You need to message me here on TikTok and just say, hey, I need the link. I'll know what you're talking about. And if you're wondering if I check to see if you're a subscriber before I send it, yes, I actually do. But yeah, message me here because it's much easier for you to find me than it is for me to go hunt you down. So what you can do that would help me greatly is to message me here on TikTok and say, hey, I need the link. And the link is available usually for about 24 hours. So you've got to use it within 24 hours or else I have to send you a new link and the process starts all over again. So, that is not, those aren't my rules. That's just how it works. So, message me here. Like if you can hop out, message me and come right back. And then let me know, hey, I messaged you or, whatever. It's very helpful if you message me. That way I don't forget. And that way I don't have to go hunt you down. Because sometimes that can be kind of difficult too. Because of some of the way that some of you have your permission set, which is fine. I don't blame you. But sometimes I have to send a request for, to be able to follow you because I can't message you until I follow you. And then I have to wait on you to accept that request. And then I can go send you a message. So it just becomes a lot. So the way that you can help me out when you do subscribe is to go ahead and message me here. It helps tremendously. So yeah. Well, Lori, we're going to have to figure out what is going on with your access. I was almost about to Google it yesterday when you said, oh, I think I figured it out. So I never Googled it. So I'm going to do that today because that's going to drive me nuts. So if you are a subscriber here who has either gotten a link and it didn't work or did not receive a link, message me. I need you to message me so that I can make sure you have access to that subscribers only group. I want to be able to give you some perks for what you pay for. So, I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you so much that I want to make it worth your while. So, yeah. So we have a little more fun in our subscribers group. And y'all, thanks for all the hearts. Thanks for all the love. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. We have the best community, in my humble opinion. Who am I kidding? My opinion is not humble. Y'all are amazing. I'm the most humble person I know. And I'm so glad that you guys are joining me on this Friday. Tiny bubbles, tiny bubbles. And look, I haven't complained once about tiny bubbles. I'm so proud of me. Gah. I haven't complained once about them. We will also see if I can still see once I get back from town. I'm going to have my eyes checked today. And it didn't occur to me until a little while ago, like, oh, they might dilate them. Which means I might not be able to see this paper. Does the Facebook group post the videos of your guests too? Elaborate on that question. What do you mean the videos of my guests? Do you mean like when Anna and I draw together? So here's the deal. As long as it's me that starts the live stream, yes, I have that video to download and put in the, like, I try to put, I'm still trying to move stuff over there, but that is an enormous process. To be, to download videos, then re-upload them, and that is an enormous process. So right now I am just moving over the recent things until I have more time to, go do more with it. But yes, as long as I start the live stream, then I have access to that video. So like last night for part 2 of Drawing with Anna, Anna started, we did the live stream across Anna's page. So she has that video. I do not. But I do have part 1. So part 1 is already up in the subscribers only group. So you can see part 1. Part 2, you just had to be there. So yeah. Yeah. Well, if you want to go step by step, then you need to subscribe. That way I can put you in the subscribers only group and you can see the live streams there in real time. They live on replay in that group. It takes me about 24 hours to put them up in that group. And, but they live there. As long as TikTok saves the live stream properly, because sometimes it doesn't. But as long as TikTok saves the live stream properly, then the live stream lives on in that Facebook group. And the only way you can be part of that group is to subscribe. You can either subscribe through the live stream here on the live stream. It's the subscribe button that's down by the comment bar. Or I do have a subscribe button on my homepage as well. So I hope that answers your questions. So if you missed the beginning of this and you want to be able to watch it all the way through, it also gives you the availability to rewind or fast forward, so like when I'm giving announcements and all this stuff, or, just taking a while to get started, you can fast forward through all that. So you can skip all the commercials. Adding our tiny bubbles. And I know I'm not going to get to finish this here. I'm definitely not going to get to inking around it. But I will get to finish drawing the bubbles, I think. So when you're drawing your bubbles, make sure that you are slowing down and breathing. Because if you're trying to zoom through them, they're going to get real messy real fast. And guess what? The more you try to fix it by coloring around it, the smaller these bubbles get. And then the more frustrated you get. So it's just worthwhile to slow down, draw your bubbles, what is it? Measure twice, draw one, or cut once. We want to slow down, be measured, draw once. Taking a deep breath, letting go of the tight grip you have on your pen. Sometimes it's not about the grip on your pen. Sometimes you need to pay more attention to the tension that you're holding in other places in your body. So for me, a lot of times I'm holding tension in my jaw. That's why I tend to talk a lot on here. I talk a lot on here so that I'm not clenching my teeth. Because I tend to do that. So I take the opportunity to breathe and slow down. And being on here and talking to y'all also helps me slow down in the process, because a lot of times you'll see, like, I'll come back and I'll check comments and it gives me a little bit of a break, rather than trying to hurry through and finish what I'm doing. So yeah. But yeah, I'm excited I got to start this project with you guys. We are going to have a part 2, not necessarily to watch me color it in, but to turn it inside out on the other page. So make sure that your notifications are set to notify you whenever I'm live, because for things like this, when it's just something really repetitive and I don't really have a lot of instruction to give you, which, I mean, I don't usually have a lot of instruction to give you. It's not like I'm doing anything super complicated. But when it's something that I don't have to, like, give a real tutorial for or anything like that, then I tend not to do it. It's more spontaneous. I tend not to plan the live stream. I'm just like, oh, I have some time, let me hop on here and have some fun, because that's why I'm here. I'm just here for fun. I'm not here to get paid. I'm not here, like, I'm telling you, I don't earn. It's peanuts, man. It's peanuts. It supports come on, brain, think. It supports the subscribers only giveaway. So our subscriber funds go toward buying supplies for our subscribers only giveaway. And I buy art supplies for you guys, and we have people who donate things from time to time. And it's a lot of fun. So that's what I use my funds for. I'm certainly not making a living, you know? What time will you be live? So today, today is not a scheduled day. It's not normally I'm live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, about noon Central Time. So 12 p.m. Central Time. But I had some time today, so I will be live, about 3 p.m., so in about 2.5 hours. It might be closer to 3:30. It just kind of depends on what time I get home. And if I can see. And we will be finishing the piece that we started yesterday. We started this piece for a friend yesterday, and we're going to be painting it. And we're going to be using some of Ember Lily's paint. And hey, Ember Lily has a birthday this month, and so she is donating some more paint. And I know what she's donating, and I'm waiting for it to arrive so that I can show it to you. One of it is, let me find it. Where are you? Where did you go? Oh no, what did I do with you? Oh no. Where is it? Y'all, I have misplaced my Ember Lily page that I show you all the time, that I love so much. Oh no. I don't know where it is. Okay, I'm going to have to find it and show it to you later. I don't know what happened to it. It's here somewhere. But I'm really excited because she has donated some paint, and I'm excited for it to come in. And you will love it. It's iridescent holographic paint, like it color shifts. It's amazing. She also makes eyeshadow, by the way. And I've already told her, like, do not send me any. Do not let me buy any, because I am going to be a toddler. And I will have it all over my body. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, this will be happening. I need you to save me from myself. Because this will happen, and then I will go out in public. because I will be feeling all kinds fabulous. Do not, do not let me cover myself in color shifting eyeshadow. It's just gonna be bad. Oh my goodness. So Montebell, yes, what the live streams that you see today will be up in the subscribers only group. Don't worry. It may take a day or so. It may take 24 hours to finally put them there, but yes, they will live on in the subscribers group. Okay, I think I'm going to make a big circle right here in the middle just to feel like this line is connected, and then I'll make a bunch of little circles. Maybe we have some circles that are bigger than others. There. I like that. I can live with that. Okay, so here's what you need to know what's going to happen, because you're not going to see it here on the live stream. But once all your bubbles are made, color around them. That's it. Color around them. Inking around them. That's all you need to do. So I won't make you sit on a live stream with me while I inking around them. Also because I'm going to have to go to the eye doctor in just a minute. So I'm going to have to be leaving here in just a minute. I'm going to make another big bubble to make it feel like this section is also connected. So then all you have to do is go inking around them all. And if there's a section that you don't like, if you feel like, oh, I don't like this many bubbles, guess what? You can color over them. You can make fewer bubbles just like that. But we're doing this side with that opportunity in mind so that we know what we like when we go to do the when we go to do the inversion on the other side. You know, when we turn it inside out. All right. Oh, I missed a spot. Look at that. Nobody said anything. Y'all, don't you know you're here so that I don't miss things like this? I mean, I know I have some of y'all in here who are sticklers for that. Y'all are like, you missed a spot. You forgot this section. And I appreciate y'all because I can't tell you how often I miss something. So you can put as many bubbles as you like with the knowledge that if you don't like them, just color over them. It'll be okay. So this is what I did. And I'm just filling in wherever I think I might want extra bubbles. As long as I feel like I have space to put one. I don't think I'm going to fill in these spaces. I think I'm going to color them in. So normally I would go put little bubbles between, like I would put little bubbles between here. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to color it in. Okay. Those are my little bubbles. Yay! Now I get to color them all in. But I'm going to do that a little later because right now I have to stop what I'm doing and go to the eye doctor. Always cap your pen when it's not in use. I'm going to store mine back in this. I reused my Stettler case for Unipen. So, you know, that's right. I do what I want. Montebell, thank you. Yes. Yes. If I don't post it in the Facebook group, please remind me because sometimes I get busy and I forget, and then I forget what I've posted and what I haven't. So, yes, definitely remind me if you don't see it, go up there. I also have company this weekend, so I'm hoping to get all that done before company arrives. So, yeah. Alrighty, y'all. I do. So as far as Unipin, Stettler, and Micron, okay, I have my Stettlers are elsewhere right now, but I use Micron, I use Unipin, I use Stettler. I also use a fine liner with fountain pen ink from Tom Studio that I really like. Here's what I will say. The fountain pen ink is not waterproof, so I certainly couldn't use it on something like this because I'm going to watercolor over this. If I get this wet, it disappears. It turns into a color wash. Okay, so I certainly don't want to use this if I'm planning to watercolor. I want to use something waterproof. Micron, Stettler, Unipin, all those things are waterproof. Here's what I have found between the three. Micron, let me find it. Where are you? Okay, Micron, this is the 0.05 nib. I am prone to break these because they are super delicate with the Micron. Okay? So if you find that you put more pressure on a pen, do not use the teeny tiny Micron nibs. They will break. And then you're going to be left with a whole pen that you can't use. And it was quite expensive. So the other thing that I have noticed is, I'll just use the back of this. So here's Micron in the 0.5. Let me get close here. All right. I'm sorry, in the 0.05. Here's Micron in the 0.05. And I'm just going to do one swipe. Okay. There's Micron in the 0.05. I do not have my Stettlers on me. What did I do with them? I put them in something. Where did I put them? Y'all, I put them in something and now I don't remember where I put them. Oh, I know where they're at. They're in this drawer. Let me back my chair up. Watch, I'm going to open this drawer and they're not going to be there because I've moved them again. I have a feeling. I have a feeling. Okay. Oh, I bet I don't have it. I bet I used it all. I used it all. Okay, let's do this. Do I have a 0.1? I do. Let's use the 0.1. Because I have a 0.1. A 0.1 and a 0.1. All right. I used up my Stettler 0.05. So instead, I'm going to use a 0.1. Okay, so we have a Micron 0.1. This is the Micron 0.1. One swipe. And again, it is a pretty fine tip. Okay. And you can see how it's starting to bend. That's what happens with the Micron. They start to bend and then they break off when you put too much pressure on them. This is the Stettler 0.1. It flows pretty smooth. I don't have any problems with it. It's not quite as, it's a little smoother than the Micron, but it is also, the Micron is darker. It's going to be a darker black than the Stettler. Okay, so that's the Stettler. And then we have the Unipin 0.1. Give it a fair chance. All right. So we have the Unipin 0.1, which is very dark. It's very smooth. So I don't have any little jaggies, you know, like you see up in here. You've got all these little jaggy spots. It's very smooth like the Stettler, but it's also very dark like the Micron. It's almost darker than the Micron. And it also dries faster than both the Stettler and the Micron. So this one is Unipin. This is AED Stettler. And this is Micron. So I hope that helps. Yeah, I have found that the Unipin, especially for this Bristol alcohol paper, you're still going to have smudging. If you like ink and move, you're still going to have smudging. But it's definitely dries faster than the Stettler and the Micron, because normally I've got to let these two sit like and for a good minute before I can even think about passing my hand over it or my glove or anything else. The Unipen dries really quickly. The fountain pen ink from the Tom Studio pen dries really quickly, but you can't get it wet. So this is the fountain pen ink from Tom Studio, and it's pretty smooth. The nibs are interchangeable. It's pretty dark. I have noticed it's not as dark on this Bristol alcohol paper. It's more akin to the Staedtler as far as how it shows up on the paper. Because Unipen, Staedtler, and Micron are all waterproof, they're going to have this glossy finish to them, whereas the fountain pen ink will not. It'll have more of a matte finish. But these waterproof pens will have a nice glossy finish to them. Yeah, so I hope that answers your questions. I hope that helps you out a little bit. You can find all these things. This last one is the Lumos by Tom Studio. All these things you can find through the link in my profile. So yeah, the difference with the Tom Studio pen is it is a refillable pen. It's not a disposable pen. So you refill the ink in it. It has interchangeable tips. It has different color ink that you can put in it, all that good stuff. Whereas these are going to be what they are when you're finished with them, you throw them away. So I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. I am going to, at some point today, color the rest of this in. And I will post it and let you know what it looks like. And then that'll happen sometime this weekend. And then sometime soon, we are going to make an inversion of it. So yay, we're going to turn it inside out. So yes, and if you have questions about any of these pens, you're always welcome to ask. But these are the ones that I have used so far that I really like. I'm really, really enjoying using the Unipen for, especially for waterproof things. I'm really enjoying the Unipen over the Staedtler and the Micron so far. It dries faster. It's really dark, which is good. It's really smooth. I haven't had any problems with it. These two are also great companies. I haven't had any major problems with them other than the Staedtler just quite isn't as dark as the Micron and the Unipen. That's it. Like, I haven't noticed any huge differences apart from that. They're all waterproof. They're all archival ink, except for this one, which is fountain pen ink. And it will create a color wash if you get it wet. So if I were to... Here, I'll show you. I have water right here. And a paintbrush. Okay, so if I get this wet... See what I mean? So that's why you want to make sure that you are using something waterproof if you are planning to watercolor over it. Otherwise, you will end up with a color wash. It'll disappear. It's a great disappearing ink because it is fountain pen ink. But these other ones, I'll show you. These other ones are all, so I didn't even wring it out. It's just dripping with water, okay? These other ones are, focus. There we go. These other ones are waterproof. So I can get them wet. And they'll stay put. Like, I can really get them wet. And they're not going anywhere. Whereas my Lumos went bye-bye. So, I hope that helps. I hope that was a good explanation for you. To help make a choice on what you want to use next. Because not all pens are waterproof. It will tell you usually on the case itself, somewhere it will say, that's in German. But somewhere it will say waterproof. There you go. It'll say waterproof. This one says light fast. This one also says store horizontally. So you don't want to store it straight up and down. Straight up and down. You want to store it laying flat. So this one even tells you how to store it. Let's see. Micron also says archival and waterproof. All right. Unipin also says water and fade proof. So you want to make sure, and it also tells you to recap after use. So there you go. I hope that helped. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm so glad that you were here. If you have any other questions, let me know, and I should be back around 3 p.m. So in just a couple of hours, hopefully, I should be back to finish up the project that we started the other day. This project right here. We will be painting it using some wonderful Ember Lily paint and other watercolors, just like some generic watercolors. And we're going to paint the heart with Ember Lily, so I'm really excited about that. So I hope that you join me again soon. And if you can't join, but you still want to watch the replays, then subscribe. Welcome to our new subscribers. If you want to watch the replay, then be sure to subscribe, and I will admit you into our subscribers only group where you can watch at your leisure. And I will see y'all again later, hopefully. All right, y'all. Bye-bye now.